Hey, if you want to be successful in life, you got to go all in, all or nothing. Stay tuned for this one, everybody. Welcome, everyone, to Your Little Castle Show. We're highlighting leaders from our region. We get to get fun people around here. And those who are making a difference. I like the attitude. I like the perspective you guys bring to the table here because as a coma survivor, we talk about that from time to time. They effectively told my parents, like, Carter's going to be a vegetable. You're going to take care of him for the rest of his life. And at one point I said, no, this is not the way it's going to go. I was all in or nothing, if you will, to recover from that, come out of it, and prove them wrong. And that's where this whole show came from. And that's why I like to highlight small business owners, because they're the ones going blood, sweat, and tears out there making it happen. They're the owners, the operators, the founders, and they're out there doing it in the field too. So welcome, Will and Elaina. Elaina Nash.
Thanks for having us.
And Will, thank you. Appreciate you guys driving in. And local, so you guys are based out of Kansas City, but you have offices, a satellite office, but a main office right here in St. Louis.
Correct.
That's correct.
And the restoration for the companies run out of St. Louis.
Correct.
Because Elaina Nash has some expertise there. As I was talking to her, I'm like, you get all kinds of people, and I never prejudge anyone because you never know, right? But as you, and I say that because I deal with salespeople all the time, right? And it's like, oh, here's the sale, not here, but I'm saying when you're in the field. But when you get the owners and the assistants, then you're going, all right, let's hear what, and I heard her talk. I'm like, she knows what she's talking about. She's on the ball. Good decision.
Thank you.
To have her come in and represent. So we always give a shout out to our sponsors. And if you have any, if you're in the need for furniture anywhere in the St. Louis region, you might be familiar with our key sponsor we've had forever now. I'll put that up on the screen there. One of our local leaders, Carroll House Furniture, because you like nice things in your little castle that may have been restored or built or fixed, or a new roof done by these guys, all in one, all in construction, roofing and
all or nothing.
Oh man, I'm gonna
We
start
are all
over
or
right
nothing.
now. I'm gonna all or nothing. I like all in, all or nothing, but you guys do it all is the point, and you're gonna make sure. And the reason I like that perspective is that you were talking about how there's many times like you're even dealing with insurance companies, adjusters, and you're going to say, look, we've got to do this the right way. Is that kind of the approach that you've had towards this?
Yeah, 100%. You would be shocked or not how often insurance try to piece together a roof or a property.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to piece together anything in life, but I've seen this as a buddy of mine is a roofing guy, and we'll do this squares or this part. No, now it doesn't match. I mean, why would they try to do that stuff? They're saving money, right?
Insurance doesn't make money by paying it.
Well said. Well, let's get in here, everybody. And Carroll House Furniture, like I said, since the beginning of our show, but also give a shout out to our recent coalition here with Indoor Comfort Team, who did our air conditioning unit. They made it super cold in here. And Elaina said, can you make it even cooler? I said, actually, we can. We can hang meat in here at some point. But we like to keep it cool because the lights and the cameras and the TVs make it very warm over time. And we really appreciate those. If you're interested in learning about gold, hey, we got an expert here in financial arena too. So we might have some post-collaboration about how do you got to have a house and a home, but you also need to plan for your retirement. And those guys there do a great job. Thank you to our friends at My Metal Pro. With that, let's put up your website. That's a good-looking website. I don't say that very often, but you guys do know what you're doing there, and it looks great. I'm really proud of you guys for doing that, because so often people have websites, and I'm like, let me give you a few pointers.
I feel like I should plug Dean White at King Contractor Agency. He's the one that made that for us.
Did he? Okay,
yeah,
well, Doug,
thanks,
I need to talk to him because, yeah, he obviously takes the time and understands what's important. You got to get the content relevant. You got to have that form submission. You got the phone number readily, pictures, images. Make it easy to read, big, easy to read fonts. Well done there. I'll put it up on the screen, everybody. Take a look. If you look at our TV wall, number 1, there it is. Looks good. Who's that strong young man on the front of the on the front of the website there. Is that?
Wow, that's yours truly, brother.
That's all right. And it's got the
A little bit more ink this time.
got some artwork going on there. Cool. All right, guys. Let's talk about it because I know restoration has become a big issue in this region in particular because I'll never forget it. I'm down in Florida for spring training for my favorite beloved St. Louis Cardinals, and I start having people alert me like there's a big storm coming through St. Louis. It ends up being a tornado. So what do? Call Mama. I'm like, hey Mom, make sure you're downstairs. Grab your cell phone. It might be the only thing that works. She loves the old landline still. If you ever call, she'll still pick up. She's got an answering machine still.
I haven't had a landline in 10 years, I think.
What is a landline?
Yeah,
Joking,
landline, right? Yeah, yeah, these are called landlines. But yeah, that's the old school stuff, and she's comfortable with that. I call her. I'm gonna throw her under the bus a little bit here. I know when she's home. If I don't, I've got cameras set up because I keep eye on Mom, but just in a couple rooms where I know she's sitting in. I say, Mom, I know when you're home, because I call and it rings and rings and rings. It doesn't go to the answering machine because that means you're on the other line, and she doesn't know how to switch over with the call waiting, which came out in about 1996. But thank you, Mom. But she's world famous drama teacher. They named the building after her, so I got to give her some credit for that. She taught one of the most famous actors in the world, John Goodman, drama. So there we go. Now you know where I get.
That's very cool.
Cool. All right, well let's dive in here. You've been doing this for a long time now. I like your story a little bit with regard to, and without naming names, of course, but you were working for someone else like myself, different industries, and you said, hey, I think I can do this myself. You might even say, hey, I can do it better, but we'll stick with myself, right?
Yeah.
And then own it and run it. Tell me a little bit of that story, man.
Yeah. I got into the business 'cause I was just struggling, and I had a friend essentially that was like, hey man, I'm selling roofs. This is 8 years ago now. You should come try it out. I jumped right in, and as the name states, I was all or nothing. I'm in it. So from there, I was the top salesman at every company I worked for about 3 years, and then the last company I was with, as unfortunately project managers in the industry know, they sometimes you get commissions cut out from under you for some reason or another, and that was the fire I needed to go ahead and jump ship. I had already started researching better ways to do what we were doing. I think that was ruffling some feathers. So here we are.
Well, if you do it with integrity, quality, and all the other important things, trust, it's worth it because it's a lot of work. Tell me, as you launched a company, was it as hard as you thought it would be, or was it harder? But you knew you were going to get there?
Honestly, I was blessed. I didn't think it was that hard to start because I was driven. I was angry, frankly. And one thing I knew I could do above anything else as far as business goes was make sales. I can connect with people, and I know the process A to Z as far as insurance stuff and everything. So that's one thing I knew. The rest of it's about building teams and processes, and that, I figured that would come with time. So.
Wow, this guy's really on the ball. But yeah, those processes, you've got to systematize things or else it becomes very confusing. That may be a little bit why you brought in Elaina to help you here, because Absolutely. I started to get into some of her background. I'm like, holy cow, this guy really knows the industry well. And all the catchphrases, all the lingo, and I'm like, okay, she's already way above my head. And I've had many conversations with guys in the construction space. Elaina, how excited are you about this and now using your expertise?
Well, so roofing is very lucrative, especially here in the St. Louis market, but being brought on as the restoration coordinator, we're focusing, of course, on the exterior as well as interior of the home, so we kind of provide a turnkey service as a roofing company, retail as well as insurance, of course, but I think it's important to, well, first of all, I'm running a couple of different markets because All or Nothing is in a few different cities. Not nationwide, but in a few different cities. Not yet.
Yeah, regional, but obviously, I just that's just a lot to say right there. When you've started off a company, you've already taken it to other cities. That's a lot to manage, but you've got a lot going there. But go ahead, yeah.
So with All or Nothing now in St. Louis, we are fairly new to the market, at least this year, and I'm excited again to offer those turnkey services, especially to property management companies, facility management companies, as well as residential, of course. And then maybe one day even pitch a preventative maintenance plan for some of those big commercial properties.
Makes
Absolutely.
sense.
I love doing it.
I'm familiar with the strategy there because it can save those companies a lot of time. And if you don't properly maintain something, then naturally it's going to fall apart.
Of course.
To say the least, we're excited about that department and its growth. It's been awesome thus far. So.
Oh, if I didn't answer that question, yes, thanks, Will.
But that's the key to any strong business is going to have somebody that helps people to properly maintain what they're doing, because
Yes.
the maintenance is obviously, like, you don't drive a car without changing the oil. Well, people don't apply that same strategy to their roof or their house, and then they wonder why their air conditioner went out.
Especially with these large commercial properties where they may or may not want to replace the roof in, quite frankly, the time they should do it, and they're going to hold out as long as possible.
As they put Band-Aids.
Exactly. That's where those
Band-Aids.
small repairs, patches, maintenance, that all comes into play.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and it can save you businesses a lot of money over time.
Yeah.
100%.
Once they get a roof on, their last thing they're going to think about is the roof, right? Nobody really pays attention to the roof, but that's your covering, that's your protection. So it is very important to, and what's good about All or Nothing is we will dedicate a specific property manager to that account in order to take over that responsibility and keep them up to date.
That's important too. The squeaky wheel gets the oil, right? And if somebody's
Yes.
over there
That's right.
making it, paying attention to it, and they can see what's going on, versus, and we've all seen this happen, where somebody's raising their hand, and because there's so many ways that we can all be contacted, we lose track of what's going on. But if you have a dedicated account manager, then obviously that's going to get a lot more attention, and can make sure and save these companies a lot of money. A lot of people don't realize that's even an option. I haven't heard of this kind of platform before, but that's an interesting strategy. Tell me a little bit more about that.
The speed to contact is like the most important thing. Being able to communicate with us. At the end of the day, I mean, we're all putting on similar shingles, similar products as far as flat roofing components and all of that. The main difference is the customer service aspect. How quick are we contacting leads? How quickly are we getting back with customers from, if there's any issues? How long are we taking to answer questions? So on and so forth. I mean, if you can get to it quick.
I think he's justifying my years of study, everybody. I got my master's degree in media communications. Communication is absolutely, write it down. Elaina already borrowed my pencil. It actually does write. We're taking notes about some software that I recommend, but this pencil is also for you to take note. Communicate. I mean, it can save so many problems.
It does.
And essentially, you've built in another layer, at the foundation for, we're going to make sure this communication happens. So these things get discovered, so that you're not calling back 6 years later going, I've got to buy a new roof 6 years later when I should have had a roof that would have lasted 20, 30 years.
Yep.
And this is true for commercial and residential. And obviously, even on the residential side, you're going to make sure that the people, your customers, get taken care of.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Making sure everyone's up to date on the whole thing is number one. It's why we automated some of the back end processes as far as build schedules, material delivery. If there's a schedule change, they get that immediately.
Automation. There we go again, everybody. I've had a lot of discussions, like I said, with construction experts, but sometimes that's just part of the discussion we don't have, because I'm going to guess Will's a little younger than me, and that maybe not as strong, but
Oh, well, hold up then.
but that's funny. Watch out for Elaina. She got some muscle over there too. But that automation, that's what we compensate, us computer guys. We don't have all this. We compensate with our automations, because literally, I mean, if you're not helping people systematize the way things get done, how many people have an automated response for their roof? Somebody's going to maintain, help them stay on top of that. That's why there might be problems that otherwise would have been caught, but they don't catch them because somebody's not there to systematize it. I like the way you said that process.
Without processes and structure, you can't scale anything. So.
All right, well said. That's what we'd like to hear. Tell me that if there's one thing you would name that has helped you to separate yourself from the competitors, is that the focus for you, or where does it come from?
I think, like I said, number one, in reality, you don't even have to be better. You just have to be faster, right? If I can contact him, I can get there, I can get everything done, we can schedule it, we can build it. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it's about, especially after a big storm like that, when you have tornadoes come through St. Louis and rip people's roofs off. They need that done quickly. Can't have the delays.
Yeah, so you're obviously the quality is there. Better is a relative term. I mean, everybody's going to have essentially, like you said, similar. I mean,
assuming all factors are the same.
I won't mention, because some of the guys I know work at some of the big manufacturers of the products that you use for your roofing supplies. So that's going to be generally, they're all on that top tier, or else you can't get stuff that's not. But Elaina, you're leaning at me here. Is that true? I mean,
well,
you've got to have everybody's going to have a high tier of quality and workmanship. It's that communication,
Yes.
it's that being on the ball that really separates.
It is. So one of Will's biggest thing is education. So us being able, when speaking with the homeowner or property, whatever the person is, in order to explain our warranties, what materials we are using, because there are a lot of different materials that you could use, or on a flat roof, or even on shingles. Some better quality than others. So that's important. And so communication and making sure they're educated to make the right decisions is important.
Yeah, we dealt with a little mini crisis here. We have a property. The property manager and owner is my girlfriend, and she's saying, "How do I get this fixed? Who do I talk to?" But that information's got to be. You guys got to be available. We're going to show you the reviews they've got here. 4.9. What can we mention? The one person who said they did everything right and told me a better way to do things, and I didn't agree. She didn't agree with that or something. It's like,
We did exactly what we were supposed to do, inspected the property, documented all the hail damages, and when we presented it, they said, we don't want to fix the roof. We only want a quote for gutters. And instead of using our advice to go through insurance and get it all paid for under one deductible, would have been the cheapest way to go. They gave us a bad review.
so there's the one person out of the 150, 149, 148, 149, whatever. I'll show you the reviews in a second. We all got that one. I've dealt with that myself. And it's just, people are interesting creatures, to say the least, right? We won't say anything negative about humanity, but we all know that there are interesting creatures out there. Hey, but just look at the overall, and you can see what's going on here, these guys on the ball. And I'm just excited to see, based out of Missouri, too. It's not like you're actually Blue Springs. I played a little baseball. I think the Train, it used to be called the Train, was a high-level team, and we actually beat the Train for the Midwest. Sorry, not that person. But Blue Springs got a lot of baseball, but just across 3.5-hour drive across the state.
Yeah, not too far.
And your location's in a headquarters here in St. Louis, too. Very cool. All right, let's think. We mentioned the reviews there, everybody. I want to put those up. I did. Now you're also A+ on the BBB, by the way, right? And
we've got a pretty good reputation out there.
yeah. So how's it make you feel? But by the time you've gotten all these reviews, and how long in actual business have you been? Is it 5 years?
This is our 5th year. Yep, we're going strong through our 5th year into year 6, and yeah, we've got, between all of our markets, I think we got over 200 5-star reviews now.
There you go.
So, yeah,
there's that on the
proud of
wall.
that.
We do have on the wall, everybody. I did build a TV wall, everybody. Don't get too excited. I built a TV wall that has anything we can put up there. But here is that A+ rating from our guests here in studio. There it is, All or Nothing Roofing and Construction. That's exciting. But what I also wanted to share with everybody was those reviews. There it is, 4.9, 148. And that's just for the region right here we're talking, and then you've got multiples for the other locations.
Yep.
We talked about that. I'm gonna pull one up here. I'm gonna randomly select one. I'm not gonna be biased. Let's go down here. I'll put this up for everybody to just take a look here. I've been so impressed with All or Nothing Roofing as a company. Whoops. Put all into fair pricing in the roof, quote, all in the professional workmanship, and it's all a step-by-step process leading to a superior roof. My point of contact, Jeremiah, was absolute professional. He handled 99% of the legwork, and all I had to do as homeowner was give my approval for the process. Would I work with All or Nothing in the future in my home? Yes, absolutely. Give them a try. You won't be disappointed. Best wishes and continued great success, Jeremiah, my friend. Well, how's that make you feel? Jeremiah's doing his job out there.
Yeah, he was.
Well, tell me, how's it make you feel to see somebody write that kind of a review? I can't put you on the spot.
Getting reviews like these are awesome. I mean, when they come straight to my phone, so when I see it come through, it's always like, yeah, another one. But
straight to the phone. How many people don't even know where their reviews are at? And I hate to say that, but I mean, the world is so confusing these days with all the technology. But if you're getting them on your phone, that means you're on the ball. There are devices, softwares that can make that all easy to do. So, Elaina, yes. You're seeing these reviews. Is that why you decided this is a good place for you to be part of a company that does this?
Absolutely. Well, one of the main factors, of course, was his though he's a little under 10 years, so the tenure of roofing, but how successful he's been in order to open up All or Nothing in various cities. And then, of course, now St. Louis, where I'm at. So, and then again, offering turnkey services. That's something extra that a lot of people are looking for right now, so they don't have to get a bunch of different subs for different projects. It's all or nothing with us.
I like the strategy right there. Yeah, how often are we is it the case of like there's a lot of coordination that goes on here. The consumer does not want to deal with that.
Right.
Oh,
Gutters,
100%.
siding, right?
Yeah. I think
Windows.
that's besides the speed to contact and the level of communication, that's where we really shine, is being able to navigate the insurance process, educate homeowners on what needs to happen as far as documentation, best construction practices, so on and so forth, and how to make sure they don't get the short end of the stick from their insurance company.
This is a roofing guy who sounds like a business expert on top of it. That's pretty awesome when you put those two together, because the roofing industry is huge, and I've got some of my best friends worked in it for decades, and you want to make sure you're dealing with the high quality people that know what they're talking about. And that business acumen, that's what I'm pointing out there. Speed to contact. I don't know if I've heard that one before, but that's, like I've worked with companies, like if they called somebody in 2 seconds, that freaked them out. But they would call them in 8 seconds after they click the form submission. I can talk to you about how that works.
We always say
you understand that
10 minutes or less. There's no reason, no situation in which it should be more than that, from the time they submit a form or it hits my email to the time that they are reached out to by one of our team.
Yeah, because they're out there trying to deal with the world, and if you're not going to fix their problem, they're going to go to somebody
They're
else.
scrolling. They
Scroll
and dial,
Yep.
scroll and dial.
Page
So
down,
the
page
first
down,
one to
page
get back to them, or answer the phone right away, is the one who gets it.
Time flies when you're having fun, everybody. I've zipped past our normal 15-minute break. I get to decide when those breaks come in, but we're going to share a little bit about some fun stuff we've done in the community. Some of our leaders here. Check out what they have to say.
Okay.
Hey, everybody, it's John Fogarty. Thank you. You're kind of a musician on the side, right?
Yeah, I'm going to sing a little bit later today, but not until after the golf.
Right. Summit. Great organization. We love you guys. Great interview we had.
Yeah, we had a great time on the podcast.
That was fun, man. That aired on ABC about 6 months ago.
Yeah, probably 6 months ago. It was right fall, I think. So yeah, maybe a little more.
Well, you guys do good work. Tell me why you love this event here. You're supporting Will.
Yeah, so We'll Be Inspired golf tournament. Veterans, first responders, 100% everything goes right back into it. So always support the best and try to take care of ours and take care of us. Thank you, guys.
That's awesome. There we go. All right, everybody. We'll be back for more. Giddy up.
His name is Carter Rethwich, but in St. Louis, he's known as the Cardinal Cowboy. He's a well-known fixture in the stands at sporting events in the Gateway City. He's one of its greatest cheerleaders, a super fan like no other. When he makes his rounds at almost every home game, he shares his love for sports with the rest of fandom with a smile, a cheer, some positive encouragement, and lots of selfies and pics. But the Cardinal Cowboy was born of a tragic incident. Rethwich was an aspiring athlete in high school and college. He dreamed of playing in the big leagues, but those dreams ended when he and 3 of his college friends were hit with a devastating crash by a 5-time drunk driver. One of his best friends died. Carter suffered a critical head injury. The trauma put him in a coma for 6 days. The doctors said he was never expected to function again. Those expectations never came true. He fought back and finished college. He was determined to prove the doctors wrong. Among other inspirations, it was his love of baseball that kept him going. And from his near-death experience, the Cardinal Cowboy emerged. His goal in life became to inspire others with positivity despite the odds, to help people believe in themselves and achieve their dreams.
So after my coma, I realized that it was up to me if I was going to accomplish my goals, if I was going to reach my dreams. Despite what the naysayers would say, the people that were discouraging me, like they do everyone, it's up to me if I'm going to make it. Don't listen to the naysayers. It's up to you. You decide whether you're going to succeed, whether you're going to reach your goals. Dream, and then always, always chase your dreams. Never give up. Giddy up. Hey everybody, Cardinal Cowboy here. I want to invite all of you to be part of my new team. No, you don't have to put on a baseball uniform and be a super fan. Now, it would be a good idea to cheer for the Cardinals, the greatest team in the history of the National League. But I'm talking about the Gold Cowboy team. You know, I love to help people follow their dreams and reach their goals in business and in life. So that's one of the reasons why I'm telling you about my friends at My Metal Pro. They help people like you and I acquire gold and silver with a membership that lets you safely buy, sell, and store gold and silver. They make it real easy to get started. My Metal Pro isn't like the big guys you see on network TV or the big coin shops that take a huge commission. So become part of my Gold Cowboy team. Scan the QR code or go to goldcowboy.com and check it out. Giddy up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. So we looked for our leaders in the community, and those are making a difference. We got a couple here in the building, everybody. Great combination. I just kind of off the cuff like to share my thoughts sometimes, but when you have an expert with the background you have, working with somebody who's got the innovation and the history and it's the innovation that's really kind of blown me away, because somebody knows what he's doing, obviously been working in the industry for a long time, but said let's take these processes and systematize things, automate things. That's going to make it, as long as the systems flow, and they have to, or else you're going to hear about it. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't get that
Yeah,
message.
no kidding.
Right? Well, then that will be fixed, and it will never happen again. But I'm just really excited for you guys, the team you guys have built here.
Appreciate it.
Take
Thank
care
you.
of our
Thank
community here in St. Louis and across the Midwest.
That's our goal. That's my goal.
Very cool. Well, tell me then, let's do a little quick cost analysis. How often is it, I guess we've had this discussion a couple times, but do I have damage? Do I not? Do I need to? I don't want to get a claim. Break it down for me for somebody who's thinking about what they should do with their roof or their.
Well, shoot, I can give you the whole process. I mean, the first step is just to see if it has damage. I mean, typically, at least with us, the inspection is free, right? We'll come out there, we'll document anything that is potentially there. If there is enough damage that we believe insurance may cover that, or it needs to be replaced, or some obvious damage, we'll come down, present it to you, walk you through a quote. Typically, we can get a same-day quote or within 24 hours, and then we're off the races. I mean, once it's locked in, we're good to go.
Elaina, you like this?
And then on the other side of things, if it's not a re-roof or enough damage or something like that, we are very open and honest with that customer. If it's a simple repair, right? Oh, well, then it comes to me, of course, and then I'll do a quick repair. The pricing is aggressive here in the market, so I think we also pride ourselves in that. But we're open and honest with them, whether it's this or that, and then I'm with the repair side, he's with the other side, and then we just take care of that customer.
That's the key to this. If you have a systematized method to take care of people, because that's when things fall through the cracks, and we've seen so many times they've got this. People break out a pad of paper and a pencil, and I start going, "Oh my gosh, we are so past that." We were in the email team at Anheuser-Busch, and I'll never forget, people were taking notes on pads. I'm like, "We're the email team. Get your laptop out, get your device out, take the notes on the computer." Some of them might have felt like, "Well, they think I'm doing something else." They'll figure out if you're doing something else. You got to do the job. We've got some experts here, everybody. Stay tuned. We're going to have another half hour with both Elaina and Will, and we're going to have another great discussion. Stay tuned for more, everybody. Giddy up.